Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Rurouni Kenshin episode number 10 reaction. Right, the previous episode we had the battle between Kenshin's group and the Oniwaban group, and those two guys came to take care of the situation. The big guy, I forgot his name. It was something with H. Oh, something I've forgotten. And then there was Beshimi. Beshimi was like in the back while that guy was like come in front fighting. And he had an interesting ability. He can store like oil in like a bag in his stomach, and he like can just burst out flame from his mouth. So at first Sanosuke was like fighting, then Kenshin came in. Kenshin took care of him, and then Sanosuke like also completed the whole battle, used like made the finishing blow. And using this opportunity, Beshimi tries to snoop in, but Kenshin just gets him. However, Yahiko gets a little bit poisoned in that process, and then suddenly Hanya comes in, trying to take Beshimi and those two out of that place. And yeah, like Kenshin saw that Hanya's pretty strong. So and later on, like Yahiko's like poisoned. Later on, that lady Megumi, I think her name was. We get to see that she is kind of like has like information about poison and chemicals, and like I kind of like thought that she was the one who was making the drugs, and the reveal was that she was actually like at first she didn't know what she was doing, and then even after she knew it, she kept doing it with that guilt within her, just so that she could get reunited with her family. But by the end of it, she couldn't take it. That's why she left. So that was like the whole thing, and she tries to go away, but Kenshin stops her, and in the end, what's her name? uh, oh my god, I forgot her name. The main girl. What the hell is wrong with me? Yeah, she also stops her, and yeah, I'm guessing she's going to join us in our team or something, or at least stay here up until the whole thing goes down. So let's see what happens. All right, let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here, sync it to whichever is the preference, and let's get started. All right, here's the countdown. Three, two, one, go. I just remembered her name, Kaoru. I don't know what happened. My head blanked out for a moment. Oh, this is the whole. Okay. He is suspicious of everything. Or I don't know. Okay. 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 Reason to act. Okay. What? Oh, it's Ohagi. Damn. Yo, they're eating everything. Oh no! Stop. Yeah. Oh god. Wow. Oh my God. Oh God. Hmm. Okay. The new opium. Right. God, come on. Yeah, like he's pretty pissed about his friend, like, but you know, yeah, and he cannot. Yeah, true. What? Oh, he lends books. Like, sounds like a library. Hey, wait a minute. No, 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 no. I'm getting bad feeling about this guy. Oh, I am. Oh God. Ugh. Well, he's going to threaten her. Yeah, like I said. And he got like that thing, whatever he got from that guy in the previous episode. Oh boy. Ugh. Oh damn, he was just there. Yeah, they realized. Yeah, you little piece of. Well, you think they're stupid? They won't understand like what's going on. Obviously, they'll realize like something is wrong. Yeah, she wrote a letter. Like I said, I isn't this like weird? Suddenly, like just a letter, like even though, yeah, well, obviously it's pretty easy to realize what happened. Yeah, there you go. Like, Kanye's is, I just cannot like. Come on, this guy is so stubborn. Yeah, like, just, yeah, like there's like a limit. Like he's not taking it too far. Yeah, but that is not the like you're putting your. Well, then keep doing what you're doing, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, like, oh boy. Hmm. There you go. Five. Wait. Oh, okay. He counted Megumi as well. No, wait. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's burn their plates down. They were planning on doing it to us, so you know. Oh damn. We've already started. Okay. I love how Kanye was. Oh, Hitokiri will not move. And like, look at this now. Damn, that's what the hell? That's a huge mansion. All like dirty money, you know. Yeah, Yahiko. Why open the door when you can just cut it, you know? Yeah, like see Kanju, like wait, does he not know that Kenshin has? He still doesn't know. I would love to see his face when he realizes what happened. She's not gonna do it. Oh, will he try to assassinate him or something? I feel like she has something. She's probably gonna stab it or something in him. Shut the hell up. I feel like she's planning to kill him or something. Yep, there you go. Yes, yes, come on. Little piece of. Yeah. I thought like she had like some kind of poison or something, like probably like. Yeah, well, obviously I expected this, but it's fine. At least he was able to harm him. Alright, wait, Genshin is coming. Alright. Shut the hell up! Okay. This guy needs to burn in hell. Yeah, you won't have that time. Yeah, you stupid little piece of. Yeah, you idiot. You thought that Kenshin's not going to come because of that. You thought they're so stupid they won't understand what's going on. One of the most. What the hell? Yo, what the hell is this? You're just smacking them like mosquitoes. Like. Yeah, what a pathetic. What is wrong with the people here? Yeah, you're 500. You're 500 people. It's fine. Kenshin has his sword. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, your gun is probably destroyed. Wait, what? What is this? Hey. Oh god. Run! Imagine pointing 4 guns at a kid. Wow. Oh my god. Yeah, what about now, Kanyu? Your plan? You thought? Yeah, because you're an idiot. Yeah, like. Just stop calling him an entrepreneur. Yeah. Yeah, what did you do? Dirt your hands for money? Yeah. Yeah, like we need to remember that he was with the Shogun, the Onyoban. Yeah. Kanyu, you go home. Go to sleep. Uh, what the- Someone go and smack this guy in his face? You using your entrepreneuring skills now? You stupid? Yeah, that's what he's doing. Right. You want your head attached to your body, so come down if you don't want it. If you want it. He just said that to him, and this idiot is still trying to. Are you that dumb? Oh my. Man, shut up. We can just go there and. Yeah, like, you know what? Oh, wait, what? No, 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 his plan. Oh, he's probably trying to go. He's going himself. Yo, I need this guy actually suffering by the end of the. Oh, is he gonna jump or no? What? Oh, he's gonna cut it. Oh! He's like, yeah, you better bring her here in 1 second. 1 hour? Oh my god. Yeah, he want to. He want to that bring her here or I'll go. Right. Oh, Hanya and shut up. Yeah, yeah. He doesn't realize who is in control here. Like one of the most pathetic people I've ever seen. Count money. Yeah, that's what he can do the best, you know. Like, what else can he do? Scam people? Right. Okay, wait. She said two people. One is Hanya. Who's the other one? Okay, I kind of made. Okay, I'll talk about this later. Well, that's why he gave her the dagger. Yeah, what? Why is he like actually working for him? Oh, wait, what? I have come. So they just want to fight. Okay, I made it. At first I was like, oh wait, he's probably her brother or something. That was like a whole wrong prediction I made. There was like a silhouette we saw with her family. I thought, oh, there you go. Hanya's here. Wait, so who's the other one? He said two. Oh boy. Okay. Right. I don't say Hanya can do anything because as we saw before, Kenshin just broke his bone in like with one punch or something. Even though like yeah, Hanya's strong, but yeah, in no way can he pose to be a threat to Kenshin. I doubt that. So the problematic person here will be the main guy, the leader. What's his name? Ashi something. Okay. Okay, that's it. All right. So, okay. Now I'm going to talk about this episode as a whole. I've decided to do it like this. Talk about it as a whole for the first 5 to 7 minutes, and then I'll go deeper into the discussion. Okay. Overall, this was an episode where it seemed at the beginning I thought this would be an episode where we were going to get a little bit of a rest, because the previous episode was like we just conquered, like we just defeated those two. But yeah, like obviously the whole story is still ongoing. The arc is still ongoing. So I thought we were going to get like a like a break episode or something. Nah, we just directly go into the whole thing. And here, this episode was definitely, I have to say, like probably most aggravating episode. Seeing this dude here, Kanryu, like doing his thing, like these type of characters are just so annoying and just so, like, what can I say, like it's just baffling to see them, like, like thinking as to how they think the world works, but then realizing that, oh, it actually doesn't work like that, and making a surprise Pikachu face. That's basically like our characters like this. They think like, oh, this is how it's going to go, and then they realize, like, wait a minute, not everything goes according to plan. Oh my god, like, what a surprise. There are people who definitely doesn't think like me. Oh, what a surprise. That was basically Kandu. And yeah, it was like, I feel like the half of this episode was just him being a complete douchebag and an annoying little piece of crap. And then there was the rest of the episode where at the beginning we get to see like Megumi kind of like, like having like a bad, what can I say, like, like not able to go away from from her past, and finally deciding to go back just so that nothing happens to Kenshin and his group. And then the final section where the battle actually happens, and we get to know the Onyoban's leader's actual goal, which kind of surprised me. Like, I thought, like, at first I thought he is probably like doing this because we realized that he's Onyoban, so he was part of the Shogun's group. So like fighting against the imperialist, it makes sense. Like, and I thought maybe like they had some like kind of I don't know, like, even though the whole shogunate is like, no, the shogunate is not gone, I guess. The whole Meiji, like that thing, like that whole like Meiji restoration has happened. Even though everything is over, they still cannot let go of their past. Like that happens. Like we see a lot of times in anime, like, like people still stuck in their past trying to do the same thing, even though everything is at peace now. Those type of characters, they usually turn out to be villains. I thought it was going to be something like that. I guess it is something like that, but at the same time, he literally just says, I just want to fight. Like, we just want to fight. So I don't think he properly explained his goal. He just said they're looking for fights, but there must be something behind it. Why? Like I said, it's either that they are just not able to, like I said, they're not able to let go of their past, like their past of fighting against the imperialists, and that's why they're still trying to do that even though everything is at peace now. Or maybe there's something else, some kind of an underlying reason which he still hasn't revealed. So let's wait and see. Because I don't know, like, just because they want to fight, they're doing all of this. Like, they're actually working for Ganryu. Like, it's kind of hard to believe that. But again, like I said, he says that he did kind of like in the end tells Megumi that, oh, thank you for, like because of you we were able to meet someone this strong, and I thank you for that. He does say that. So yeah, maybe he really is just looking for fights, he and his group, and that's just it. Like, what's baffling me is that he actually, like, just so that he can look for fights, he started working for Kanryu, because he knew that this whole opium business is going to land them into deep trouble, and he just wanted to fight in that situation. Like, is that the main reason why he's working for Kanryu? Just because, like, so he's literally using him as a, like as a disaster magnet, I guess, if that's something like that, so that he can just fight, because he knows, like, Kanryu, the thing that he's doing, like, he's going to land in deep trouble very soon. And that's what happened. And that's why he's like, oh, I was like, just kind of like, like I I was just waiting to fight a strong opponent, and I caught the biggest one, which is Kenshin, and he's like, oh, thanks for that. So I guess that is his like whole goal. Like it's kind of interesting. I didn't expect that. Yeah, and what else? Oh, the whole Sandosuke situation. I understand like his whole thing. However, like I agree with like at the beginning it was like oh like he'll like little by little he'll as Kenshin said that he's kind of like don't know what to do now. His hands are tied. He cannot do anything. That's why he's just like lashing out like that. The only person he can lash out at Megumi at that point. So that's why he's doing that. And then we saw how Kenshin in the end, like when Sanosuke was like, "Oh, I don't care, like let her, like So then Kenshin's like, you know what, enough is enough. Like like just stop it now. And yeah, like that's the whole thing. Like I said, I understand his frustrations, but that doesn't give him, I don't know, like what can I say? Like yeah, okay, I understand that you don't like her, but you're putting the blame on someone who is it's easy to blame. Like that's the situation. Megumi, yeah, she was the one who made the opium. However, she's not the root of the problem. If you think about it properly, you'll understand that. The root of the problem is Kanri. So that's why I'm saying, like, he was lashing out at someone who is just close at hand, who you can lash out at, and like, who's easy to lash out at. That's what he's doing, and that's one of the most, I guess you could say, like one thing that I really don't like, which is what, like, it's such a bad thing, like. You understand what's going on, but just because you want to lash out, you're lashing out at someone who who cannot really say anything in that situation just so that you can appease your own like your own like thing. And that's what Kenshin was like kind of got angry at in the end. And I think because yeah, like it's you're lashing out at the wrong person. Like yeah, she was at fault obviously, but the bigger person who's like the most at fault is Kanru. Like you have to remember that Kanyu tricked Megumi at the beginning. Like at the beginning, Megumi even didn't even know that she was doing this. When she realized, like, like yeah, and then she decided to keep doing it because obviously, I'm pretty sure she said that I kept doing it because I wanted to meet my family. I doubt that was the full reason. Obviously, like we have to remember that half of the reason why she had to keep doing it because she was already in this mess. You think like Kanryu and everyone else will like just let Megumi go away if she wants to? Obviously not. Like you see what has happening here. She ran away and now they're like all like trying to get her. So she did say that, oh, even after I realized what I'm doing, I kept doing it because I wanted to meet my family. That's probably like 30% of the reason. I'm sure even if she wanted to run away, she couldn't. She's deep in that mess. You know, like that's the thing. So we have to understand that as well. Like it's not that she just like had like full freedom. Like Kanye was like, alright, you know what? You know that what we are doing now, so you can leave if you want to. It's not that Kanye said something like that to Megumi, and Megumi still decided to keep doing it, and just so that she can meet her family. No, obviously not. She didn't have any choice. You know, like we need to remember that we're kind of like like focusing on the fact that Megumi just said that, oh, I kept doing it even though I knew it because I wanted to meet my family. That is not the whole story. That's probably 30% of the reason. The rest 70% of the reason was because she wasn't allowed to go away. She ran away, and now they're all on trying to get her. You're seeing this? That's what's going on. She could never run away from a situation like that. So many Onyaban just keeping an eye on her. How can she run away? It's a miracle that she was even able to run away at the first place here. So yeah, we need to remember that. And like I can understand Sanosuke was probably like completely heated up on that moment. Like I said, just tried like lashed out at the person who was just close at hand and who he could lash out at. But that's a very bad, I guess you could say, thing to do, like just because you're not like you're putting your anger at the wrong person. Like just don't do that. Like that's like yeah, that's very That's not something that a warrior should do, in my opinion. But yeah, Sanosuke is still learning. I love the fact that Yahiko was way more, like Yahiko was way more, I guess you could say, understand. But I guess because like he was literally saved by Megumi. That is probably why. Like what I was going to say is like he's so much more understanding of the situation than Sanosuke, even though he's a kid. But like I said, like his situation is a bit different. First of all, he was saved by Megumi, number one, and number two is that like Sanosuke is way more involved in that situation, the whole opium situation, because his friend got killed, than Yahiko. So those two were probably the main reasons why Yahiko could see this in a way more broader sense and way more he could accept this whole situation and he understood the root lying problem. Unlike Sanosuke who just let the anger go to his head. And yeah. So yeah, there you go. That was this whole episode. It was the beginning of something. Next episode we're probably going to go just directly into the battle. So let's wait and see what happens. And I said that like I feel like Hanya won't really be a problem. He will be a tough opponent, but not like that, I guess. However, the problematic one will probably be the leader. So let's wait and see what happens and what. All right. So let's talk about this episode in a deeper way. Just like I usually do, go through it step by step. And yeah. All right. So here in the beginning, we get to see. Megumi making ohagi, I think. Yeah. And Yahiko and just Yahiko and Kaoru, yeah. Or just eating it, like Kenshin's like, oh, that's so nice. Like like I remember the time when Kaoru made one, and it was like a mud ball or whatever, and Kaoru just smacks him in the face. Oh god! And Megumi's like, oh, what are you doing? Like like and tries to like kind of like like. Entice, I don't know what the word seduce, yeah, I guess. Kenshin and like Kaoru gets mad and all that, like that whole thing. And later on, in comes Sanosuke, and Sanosuke is like, alright, like got to know like this is really the new opium. And not only that, like they're not really taking any steps now. So like Kenshin says later on that he put out a hand to fight, but now he doesn't know where to direct that at because Kanyu isn't really doing anything at this point. So that's why he's conflicted and he's lashing out. And yeah, and they're like, oh, like you want some ohagi? And he's like, oh, I don't care about ohagi. Like like you can eat that opium woman's ohagi or something like that. He says, which obviously like hurts Megumi. Not only them, like it pisses off Kaoru as well. Kaoru's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And Kenshin's like, okay, like like calm down, like don't let it get to you. He's like he doesn't know what to do. He okay. Kanyu's group hasn't made any moves, whatsoever for a week since. He's lost sight of what to do with the fist that he raised. There you go. And that's why he's lashing out at someone. It's easy to lash out at. Right now, here the next thing we get to see this part. At first, I wasn't really suspicious. This like old guy comes in, like lending books, and he's like, "Oh, I'm like you're a new person here, aren't you? Like seeing you for the last couple of weeks now." And obviously, Megumi didn't really suspect anything. The part that actually made me so suspicious of this guy is when I don't know, like they started, like why would they suddenly show this scene? Like, and for a moment I was like, what is happening here? Why are they showing us a random guy selling, like, lending books? And then I realized, like, oh, it's probably a trap. This guy's probably, like, like, Kanyu's, not Kanyu, but the Oniwabans, like, people, like, like, one of the men over there. And as soon as I realized that, yeah, immediately he just grabs her face and he's like, oh, like, Kanyu wants to talk to you. Like, come. Otherwise, like he has like mercury. So I'm going to pollute the whole well. Now, I guess like now I don't really. Obviously, like mercury is poisonous. Like if you cannot really like yeah, obviously it's going to pollute the whole well. But what I'm trying to think is that obviously, yeah, because I guess the well was probably the only way of like like bringing out water back in those days, and then the river and stuff, I'm guessing. So yeah, polluting the well is probably like a huge deal at that point. Like it's going to like, yeah, it's going to like completely, like, I'm trying to think, like, obviously now, like, there's not really that much wells and stuff unless and until you go to like the village side. There's tube wells though, those things. And then there's rivers and stuff. So nowadays you can just like, like, we have a lot of ways to get water. But back in those days, I'm guessing, yeah, that was like a serious thing. Like if you pollute the water in the well, it's probably like a very difficult situation. You're going to be troubled for like years to come or something. I don't know. So yeah, and it's mercury. It's like, yeah, like it's bad. So she had to do it, and that's why she went. And yeah, Kanyu is just there. Okay, so from here onwards, we get to see Kanyu's stupidity, like one after the other. This guy thinks he's too smart, but he's not actually. He's just too naive about the world. That's it. And he calls himself an entrepreneur. Oh boy. Yeah. So he's like, oh, like, like, Megumi, come back, like, and she's like, oh, I'm not going to come back, even if I have to die, I'm not going to go back. And then he's like, oh, like, all right, then we're just going to attack the house, and he says something like, I have like this amount of like, like private army, 500 men, this and that. What's funny? He was like, he was threatening her with like, like attacking the, their place using his private men or whatever. The fact is that Genshin just smacked them away a few minutes later, like in their own mansion. Like even if they attacked, I doubt it would have done anything. Genshin and Sanosuke would have taken care of that whole situation. But I guess like if the Oniwaban got involved, then that would be a problem. But yeah, his whole threat here was just completely nonsense. Like, nothing would have happened if only the men only attacked. So obviously Megumi is afraid. She's like, oh, they're going to get into trouble because of me. So yeah, like I cannot really do that. I cannot involve others in my own mess again. So like it worked. She decided to leave, and and before like we get to see that scene, Kanyu is leaving, and like what's his name? Ashi. Oh God, I forgot his name. I'm gonna call him the leader from here onwards, unless and until we get to know his name again. So yeah, the leader of the Oniwaban, he's like, oh, was it okay to do that? Like, where is that part? Do you really think Megumi is going to come? And he's like, oh, it'd be troubled if she didn't. Now that we have learned that one with the cross-shaped star is legendary Mansa Hitokiri Battosai, it is best not to use brute force tactics that would bring down his wrath on us. Wow. What a smart guy you are, can't you? And then he's like, Megumi Takani left on her own with free will. If that's the case, there's no reason whatsoever for Battosai to make him. How can someone be this stupid? I'm just trying to think. He thinks that like 1 week went, like after that whole situation, and like like Megumi just became so like like got settled down over there. And he thinks suddenly if Megumi just leaves just like that, it won't be suspicious at all. What? What? Why? That's one of the most suspicious things ever. Like, I don't know what the hell this guy thought. Like, this guy thought this was a good plan. He's like, oh, like, yeah, Megumi's just going to tell them that, you know what, I'm just going to leave. And they'll all be like, all right, you know what, go ahead, bye-bye. He just thought that's what's going to happen. And nobody's going to get suspicious as to like, oh, why suddenly, like she was just okay in the morning. What the hell happened within this small amount of time? Nobody would think that. He thinks. But you know what? He probably hasn't. I doubt he has, like, like has any kind of human relationships with people who he could call friends. So I'm pretty sure he just doesn't know what it is to have basic human sympathy, basic human empathy. None of that probably registers in his head. He probably doesn't have any friends as well. So he probably didn't just realize that, you know what, yeah, that is suspicious, they're just not going to, like, like he just thought they're just not going to understand or realize that, like something is fishy. They're like, oh, they'll be like, all right, you know what, she wanted to leave, she left, it's okay. Yeah, like, wow, one of the most dumbest one of the most dumbest plans I've ever seen. Like even even the leader, he was like, okay, he was just there. Like I feel like that's why he came here. He was like, you think this is going to work? That's why he asked him the question, and he's like, it's going to work. Yeah, definitely, everything's going to work. But yeah, it did work, but his plan really didn't work at the end of the day. Megumi did end up coming back. That part worked, but not the rest of the part where he thought that Kenshin is not going to follow them and attack them. That didn't work because yeah, it's obvious. Like that's what's going to happen. So like then we get to see Megumi like wrote a letter and she's like, oh, like I I'm going to leave. I'm going to try to find my family. And Kaoru actually actually didn't realize here, like like Kenshin's the one who realized what's going on. Probably Sanosuke as well realized. I think like he didn't really say anything, but I'm pretty sure he also realized what's going on. I feel like Kaoru and Yahiko was the only one who weren't able to properly clock it. Like Kaoru was like, "Oh, like I didn't expect that," and Kenshin's like, "Oh no, like we messed up. Like like obviously like she won't find her family. She's just going back to the like to Kanyu because she's probably been threatened or something." And yeah, there you go. It took him 1 second to realize what's going on, and this man Takeda Kanyu, like he thinks that he tricked Kenshin. Wow, good job. You made a fool out of yourself. Just you know. Okay, so here's where the conflict, a little like like internal conflict kind of starts, where Sanosuke's like, I'm not going to go. You, if you want, you can just leave, go. And like, so he's like, where's that part? You go on ahead. Why do I have to do anything for that opium girl? And obviously Yaika's like, what the hell? What the hell happened to you? And Kenshin is like, all right, you know what? Stop it, Yaiko. And then he's like, that is enough, Sano. This isn't like you, right? So Sanosuke's like, oh, my friend, like he loved gambling, the smiles of kids who came to buy his candy. Good natured but a good for nothing. And he died because of the opium she made. Again, like wrong person you're putting the blame on. Yeah, it was the opium she made. First of all, at the beginning of this whole situation, she had no clue she was making opium. Second, you think they're just going to let her go? Like I said, she did say that I did it because I wanted to find my family. That was like probably 30% of the reason. You think they're just going to let her go after she made opium for them for so long and they saw that how much profit they're making? You think like she's, after she realized what's going on, she could just tell them that, oh, you know what, I never knew that I'm doing something like this. I'm not going to do that. Thank you for, like let me leave. And they'll all be like, all right, you know what, fair enough, you can go on your way. You think that's what's going to happen? Obviously not. The fact that she was able to run away was surprising at the first place here. Somehow she was able to run away. That's like after, like the whole Oniwa Ban was like keeping an eye on her. So it's not that easy. If Sanosuke just sat down and thought about the situation properly, he should have realized. But obviously he didn't, because at that point of time his whole anger is in his head and he's just lashing out randomly at people who he's finding is easy to lash out at, just because he cannot lash out at the people who he's supposed to. Because Kanyu has went underground for like 1 week or something. He's not doing anything, and that's why he's just like throwing a tantrum. That's what's happening here. Like like yeah, obviously what happened was sad, but you're putting the blame on the wrong person. That's the whole situation, and that is what Kenshin was like. Right, like this whole argument was so like completely misplaced. Where in that story is the reason for me to act? I'm not as much of a sucker as you are, nor am I a Rurouni. And then Kenshin is like, alright, you know what? He's like, Sano, you didn't closely look at Megumi's eyes, didn't you? And he says that might have acted tough, but there was a moment where she looked at us with lonesome eyes. Um, and we see Megumi going back to Kanyu's place. Alright. Those were the eyes looking for friends she can open up to, like family. Yeah. If someone needs a reason for each and every act, that reason is enough for me. Wait, what? Okay, I don't understand this part. Wait a minute. Let me try to. If there's a reason, if everyone needs a reason to act, that reason is enough for me. Wait. If everyone needs a reason to act, that in itself is. Oh, I see. Okay. For a moment, I didn't understand what he's trying. Okay, I kind of understand. So he's saying, like, if everyone needs a reason to move, then that in itself is a reason for me to move. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. That's what he's saying. He's like, yeah, you said that you need a reason to help her out, you know. But you know what? Just because you said that, just because like you need a reason for you to move, that in itself is a reason for me to move. You can sit down here and do nothing, because you need a reason. But the fact that you're sitting down here doing nothing, waiting for a reason, is a reason enough for me to move and help her out in that situation. That's what he's saying. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Okay. Right. So he just leaves, and Yahiko's like, I'm going to go with you. And Kaoru's like, no, stop. Like, what can you do here over there? You're just going to go get in their way. And he's like, obviously, I'm not just going to sit down here and just let him do all the work. Megumi saved me, and I'm going to I'm going to help her out this time here. I'm not a samurai otherwise. And yeah, and in the end, Sano is also like, all right, you know what? Like, I'll also go. And then he also goes. He tells Kaoru like, oh, keep like dinner ready for 5 of us. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. 5 of us. Yeah, let's go. And yeah, they go to the mansion and they're ready to fight. Over there, we get to see like Kanyu still doesn't know that Kenshin is here knocking at them. Well, obviously, how the hell can he know? He has a freaking 10 kilometers garden or whatever. You saw his house. If someone's at the gate, like it'll probably take them half an hour for him to understand that someone's in the gate. That's so funny. Like Kenshin's at the gate and he doesn't understand he's at the gate because it's so freaking long, that whole passageway. And obviously back in those days, I doubt they had like any kind of intercoms or stuff like that, None of that existed. So someone has to come from the gate here to kind of alert them about what's going on. And obviously the leader of the Oniwa knew what's happening, but he just kept quiet at the beginning. He didn't really tell him. So he's pretty happy now. He's like, oh, everything's going to work out now, like Megumi is back. Kenshin's not going to attack us because I tricked Kenshin. He thinks that Megumi left on his own. He's very happy. He's in a good mood. And he's like, all right, you're here finally. And obviously Megumi's like, I'm not here to make any opium. And as he went close to Megumi, I knew she was like, what I thought she was going to do is like, I thought like she had like some kind of a poison, like in a syringe or something. She was going to stab it in him and probably poison him or something. I thought that's what she was going to do. But she just had a dagger in her hand. He like directly went for him. And it's so funny to see when he realized what's going on. And he's like, what's going to happen? And like he cuts him in the hand and he's like starts screaming like a little baby. And then obviously like in comes the leader, and I knew this was going to happen. Obviously it's pretty obvious that they're going to save him, because for the Onyaban, this guy is literally the danger magnet, or the disaster magnet. He's going to bring all the disasters to him and these guys can fight. He's literally using him as a like a thing. So that's why he's going to save him and keep him alive up until the end. So yeah, and as soon as he gets the dagger from her, Ganyu gets back all his courage. He's like, oh, you little, like he starts kicking her and like hitting her, and he's like, I'm going to torture you and like get to know everything and all that stuff, and spill the refinement process and all that. And then The leader is like, yeah, you can do that, but I don't think you have that amount of time. Just listen. He's here. And he's like, wait, what? He's here? How can that happen? I thought I tricked him. Impossible. And while over there, Kenshin is just smacking away the guys one after the other. This part was so funny. Usually, like people fight like one versus one, like in swords fight and everything. Like people like hit like one person, parry one person, attack one person. Kenshin's just attacking and parrying 5% at the same time. He's just using his sword like this, and 5 of them are just getting smacked away. Like I said, it seemed like it's like smacking away mosquitoes. Like, and then there's this dude who just comes and tries to attack Yahiko, and he's like, yeah, yes, look at me. I'm actually fighting a young kid. I'm actually I overpowering him. Oh, I'm such a I'm such a cool person. Like it seemed like that's what's going on. Like, and just Sanosuke just comes and kicks him away, and Yahiko's like, better not slow us down here, Sanosuke. And then there's like those guys who come with the guns, and yeah, like Kenshin is here. Kenshin just attacks them and like takes out their guns, like stops the bullets. And then like there's like that one dude who had a gun on him. So Sanosuke just grabs Yahiko and just throws him towards him. Yahiko takes the gun from him, using his pickpocketing skills, and points it at him. And he just gets like scared and just falls unconscious. Yeah. That part was funny, but there's like 4 men who just comes and points a gun at Yahiko, and I'm like, what the hell is this? What's wrong with you? 4 people pointing a gun at a kid? That's okay. And obviously taking that opportunity, Kenshin and Sanosuke takes care of them. So while all of this is happening, Kanryu is surprised. He's like, what is happening? I thought I tricked him. Why is he going this far? And then I love the fact that here the leader is like, you know what? Listen to me. You surely cannot understand as an entrepreneur, but imperialists, though they differ in where they stand from us, all died fighting for their ideals. That's what they are all like. In those days of Meiji, many imperialists have rotted beyond recognition. But that man seems to have quite a lot of vigor. First imperialist in 10 years. And he says, like, if you thought that that's what's going to happen, he's just going to let it go and not come and mess with us, then Kenshin probably would have been a higher ranked official at this point if he was like that. He's not like that. That's why he's a Rurouni. And he's like, he's not doing this because he wants like anything out of it. Yeah, you won't understand. That's why. And then you can see Kanryu doesn't want to kind of make him into his enemy. Obviously makes sense. Like you see what happened, he just smacked away 500 people. And Kenshin comes in, and Kenshin's like Kanryu, I'm here. And Kanryu is very afraid, and he's like, oh, wonderful, you're here. Good job, taking care of all our 500 people. I'm going to I can appoint you into my army. What a great day. Congratulations. I'm hiring you. And Kenshin's just like, what the hell is this dude even saying? And then I'll pay you a sum equal to 50 of my private army. How about that? Yeah, you. And Kenshin is like, you don't get it, do you? Bring Megumi here. And then he's like, okay, 100. How about 200? And the leader is like, you don't get it, do you? I just told you a few moments ago that he's not what you think he is. If he was just like you imagined he was, he would have been a high-ranked official. I just told you, and you still don't understand. And and then he's like, that's not working. Let me try another approach. And he's like, I surrender. Just give me 1 hour, and then we'll bring Megumi here. And he's in his head, he's like, we're going to torture her within that time and get to her to spill all the beans, and then you can just leave her. That's better. So Kenshin puts down her sword, sheaths it, starts walking away, and he's like, oh, it's working. But then he goes and cuts the lamppost in half, and and it was in such a vigorous force he applied there that it goes and like just whacks into the building, and the building almost crumbles. And he's like, you see that? That was just a warning shot. Like, can't you bring him? Oh no, he's like, I'm going to go there within 1 hour. Be ready. And there you go. And Kanryu's like just like sweating now. He's like, oh no, what should I do now? He's like the leader of Onyoban, do something. And he's like, yeah, don't worry, I have everyone like kind of stationed there. And here's where Kanryu made a big mistake. He's like, oh, I hope that you don't have any slackers like Beishimi and what was his name? Hyotoko, yeah. Hyotoko. I won't allow that. And I knew this was going to piss him off because, like, who the hell are you trying to order the Onyaban? Like, obviously he's going to get pissed. It's like what the hell is wrong with you? It's your, I'm saving you here and you're insulting my men? Like, is this what's going on here? And, yeah, this guy is just so stupid. He thinks, like, money solves everything. Like I said, it makes sense. He probably doesn't have anyone, he's a sad person who just finds, who just finds value in money and nothing else in his life. That's why basic human, way of, emotions and empathy doesn't work on him. And he doesn't understand. He thinks, paying money is going to, solve everything. And yeah, he pisses off the leader and he just grabs him by the throat and he's like, you know what? I'm actually helping you out here. You're not owning us, or you're not doing anything for us. I could just, if you're not someone who can insult my men and get away with it. And he just throws him on the ground, and he's like, I'm going to take Megumi and put her on the, I think the 3rd floor or something. He says, and yeah, I'll station my men. You just stay here and do what you do the best. Count money or something. I don't know, whatever. And he just leaves. And yeah, he brings Megumi to the top. And here he gives Megumi the dagger. And he's like, oh, here's your dagger. In no way can Kenshin come here and save you. So what's going to be left for you at the end of 1 hour is that Kanryu is probably going to torture you. So you can try to end your life here, or or just stay. In no way can Kenshin save you. And he's like, we don't care about the opium or the money that Kanryu desires. And here's where he gives his goal, what he wants to do. We, the Onyaban groups, are seeking battles. I came here thinking things might get suspicious with illicit. There you go, that's what I'm saying. So he literally used Kanryu as a disaster magnet. He knew that he's dealing in opium, so he's going to probably gather some attention of some strong people. And that's why he was working for them, just so that he can use him as a point, as a black hole for disaster. He's going to suck in disasters towards him, and he's just going to fight those people. That's just what he wanted. And that's what happened here. And he's like, thanks to you, I have come across a most supreme enemy. And this is the thanks for that. So, and then he leaves. I have sympathy for your unfortunate life. And then in the end, we get to see that Hanya's there, the first obstacle in their way. And yeah, next episode we'll probably have to fight him. So there you go. This episode. That was this episode. This episode was half filled with Kanryu's stupidity and just his delusions. So great. Nice to see him getting put in his place. I'd love to see I'd love to see, obviously I'm pretty sure Kenshin's going to defeat everyone by the end of it and save Megumi. So I can't wait to see the scene where where Kanryu will realize that, wait a minute, I've actually lost everything, all my money and everything. The only thing that mattered to me, my money, is gone now. And now I'll be arrested or something. And yeah, there you go. It's over from my life. I can't just wait to see him realizing that by the end of it, and realizing that he's actually screwed now. He's going to jail. Yeah, that'll be funny. I'm waiting for that. Anyways, that was it. That was my reaction to episode number 10 of Rurouni Kenshin. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. And yeah, that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Rurouni Kenshin. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.